Hi, Jim Graden here. Again, talking about how to improve your martial arts fitness programming, and more specifically, how to improve and sell and market your Ultimate Body Shaping course. You know, I'm a big believer there's always opportunity in adversity, and we all know that our country right now is going through some tough times, tough economic times. And you're thinking, okay, well, that makes it a little bit more difficult to sell anything. And UBC is no different. You know, people that could easily afford a program in the past are now not able to. What used to be an easy laydown and no price objection now has become an issue for a lot of people being able to afford the UBC. But what I talked about as far as an opportunity in adversity, how can we turn this situation that this country's in and make it a positive for the Ultimate Body Shaping course, or the UBC, or martial arts fitness training in general? Well, first of all, you know, there's no better way to deal with stress than to get in better physical condition. You know, people just, when things get down, they go the opposite direction. You know, so one thing that doesn't seem to be suffering during the hard times is alcohol sales. And you know, that's because people are dealing, they're depressed, they go drink and make it even worse. Well, we can turn that around by really focusing and emphasizing that one of the best things they can do is get in shape. Now, how do we do that? Well, UBC National is coming out with our next ads, our national ads. The headline is going to be, do you feel like hitting something? Because I think a lot of people in this country really feel like hitting something. And the fact in our program you're actually hitting a heavy bag is a plus for us. And the whole ad is going to talk about how not only hitting the heavy bag can be a great stress reliever, we'll even, you know, reference or make a joke about it. You know, even to get them in class, we'll put a fat cat politician's photo on the cover, or a politician's photo on the bag to get them motivated to come in. So we're taking that idea that people need to relieve stress in a positive way and turning it into a marketing ploy. And again, taking something that's in a negative but turning it into a positive. My focus on this particular discussion, though, is how can I help you generate an income immediately? And there's 4 ways that I really think are very effective right now. And one we've talked about before, but I can't tell you how important it is right now to be utilizing your referral sheets. And that is, if you do get someone who comes into your program and joins your UBC, especially women, are so far more apt to go out there and tell all their friends than a guy is. And the fact is that they get excited about the program, they're motivated within the first 30 days of starting the UBC, that you really need to make sure that every one of them gets one of these sheets. If you don't have this, go to ultimatebodyshaping.com if you're one of our owners, and you can download this sheet, which basically gives 5 free passes, lets them know that if they someone enrolls, they get an extra month added onto their program. If they get all 5 enrolled, they get a full year of maintenance after the UBC. In fact, if they'll just give you 5 name and phone numbers, you'll give them an apparel item. So it's a real benefit for the student, but also a benefit to you. This doesn't cost you anything. Maybe an apparel item. What's that cost you? $10? You gave them a t-shirt and 5 leads. You really need to make sure that you're trying to turn 1 student into 5 students. I just can't emphasize that enough. In this economic times, you want to do everything you can not to have to spend money on advertising. We also have, of course, the holidays coming up, and you know, gift certificates. These are incredibly valuable. Again, you can download these at ultimatebodyshaping.com. What I like to do is I like to give every one of my students, and again, we have students that are currently on the UBC, also, of course, on our maintenance program, and then people who've gone into our elite martial arts fitness program. So we have close to 300 active members here participating in our program. Well, you know, they've been talking to their friends about this kickboxing and this UBC they've been doing. And friends are probably tired of hearing about it, but they still might want to get involved. It didn't cost them anything. So I give everyone a gift certificate of a free month of training in the kickboxing class. If you don't want to do a free month, do a free week. Do 2 weeks, doesn't matter. The idea is you give your students a valuable present that they can give to their friends. I mean, everybody thinks, what do I give to my friend? I don't want to spend too much money. Well, now I can give them something that doesn't cost me anything that has true value. You know, a month of training in our kickboxing program. So you got to give a month away. But come January, you're going to be flooded with people who come into your program, and out of the 10, 15, 20 people who take, you know, that free month, if you just enroll 25% of them, 30% of them, you know, 50% of them, 100% of them, you're going to be far ahead. And what does it cost you to have one extra person hitting the bat? I highly recommend utilize these gift certificates. They're very valuable. Also, a promotion I did last year that was a real winner for us. And we had a New Year's special. And what I did, now I've been talking about this and I can't emphasize this enough. You need to make sure that every time someone inquires about the Ultimate Body Shaping course, your martial arts fitness program, that you're accumulating email addresses, either from your past students that you continually contact them through email. Again, very inexpensive way, basically no cost way of keeping in touch with your past students, or people who have shown interest in your program, didn't maybe enroll now, but if they walked in the door, gave you a call, they're interested. And one thing I found about the UBC, I can't tell you how many times I've had people say, well, I've seen you in the paper, or I've heard about you guys for months, and I finally decided to come in. You've got to just kind of keep at it. And if you send them, you know, what does everybody want this time of year more than anything else? They want money. So I send them money. And what I've done basically is take a $100 bill and put the UBC logo, you know, in the middle of it, so it's, you know, not a real bill. I even though this is a full size one, I reduce the size of it because I sure don't want to get in any trouble in creating money. I keep it black and white, but I mail this to all my past students or email it to them. Make it, you know, just do it as as an attachment, and they can come in and spend this real money, $100. You know, it just has a kind of an energy to it. It has a perceived value. And I did this last year, and we did it. You could only have one day, and you could do it all of January, or you could say it has to be spent on one particular day, which we did. We had a New Year's workout. I think it was on the second or third day of the beginning of the year, and they had to come in and bring their $100 gift certificate and utilize it on that day and that day only. Boy, tremendously successful. We had like a $5,000 day that day because my UBC, which was $349, they could get for $249. Any maintenance program. And of course, we just had a really good day, and it just worked real well for us. And again, this is also available at ultimatebodyshaping.com, the $100 gift certificate. And it's not even a gift certificate, it's a $100 bill. You send it to them and tell them on this particular day, bring it in, and you can use it towards any program. Now, I highly recommend that you make sure that you take that $100 off your current price, or the price that you've established as your current price, not off of any other discount that you have running. One last thing. You know, normally I'm not a big advocate of discounting the price of the UBC as a whole. I definitely believe in having, like at our facility, $349 is the cost of my UBC. Well, if you bring a $100 bill into it, now it's $249. And I usually don't focus on anything but the UBC. But a couple things are happening. Of course, we just started our last UBC for the end of the year, 10-week course going through the holidays. We're not going to start another one. So what do I do for the next 2.5 months? This is one of the times where I think where you can create what we call UBC kickboxing. We're also going to create an ad for this. Instead of promoting just the complete UBC, we're utilizing the UBC kickboxing class. There's a lot of people out there who want to just do kickboxing. And we're going to really emphasize the dual benefits of it, the fact that it's aerobic and anaerobic. We're going to emphasize that that's a 45-minute workout. And we're going to recommend that you offer it at a special price. We're offering it at just $99 for 6 weeks of kickboxing only. What does that do? Well, it gets people interested that may not have been interested before. It gets maybe a younger crowd, some of these college kids and high school kids that can't afford $349, but they can come up with $100. They want to kickbox. It's what they see on TV all the time. And it's going to bring you more students, especially in a slower time of the year. And what, of course, is our goal for those 6-week memberships? Of course, we're close to transfer them over to UBC. What we're going to do is that everybody that re-enrolls within 3 weeks, we always do the halfway point. I think those of you in martial arts have heard of the half moon theory, where you always try to upgrade someone halfway through the program. Well, as long as they re-enroll within 3 weeks of their 6-week kickboxing, we'll take that entire $100 and apply it to the UBC starting in January. And we'll also even let them train up to start date at no additional charge. Yes, that's a great discount. It's a great value for them. But hey, at a time in our society where revenue is revenue, it's still keeping people coming through the door, it's still people calling me, and it's still keeping revenue coming into our school. All right, this is Jim Graden. I hope these tips will help you have a healthy and prosperous holiday and new year. Thanks for listening.